Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, Noble. My name is Janine Driver. I'm a retired ATF law enforcement officer. I was with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms for 16 years. While I was with ATF, I became someone that was known as a great interviewer, someone who was great at detecting deception and reading body language. I was picked under the Bush administration to be part of the program Project Safe Neighborhoods, many of you may be familiar with. As a result of being a speaker at Project Safe Neighborhoods, I spoke to state, local, federal police, the Canadian Mounties, over 60,000 cops, lawyers, and judges on how to detect deception, how to do an interview to get the truth. I retired from ATF at the age of 37 after I got a book deal. My book just came out. It's called You Say More Than You Think. It came out in February. It hit the New York Times bestsellers list on March 21st of 2010, just a month ago. I love this book. I'm very proud of it. Every chapter starts with a law enforcement story. I'm taking the material in this book and bringing it to Noble. I'm bringing it to you. It's the same material I've given to the CIA, the FBI, Secret Police, Secret Service, Scotland Yard Police, and I'm bringing these techniques. I mean, you may have seen the show Lie to Me on Fox. I've trained with that real guy, Dr. Paul Ekman, that show is somewhat based on. I've also trained with a guy named J.J. Newberry, who's considered the human lie detector. Out of over 60,000 people tested by Dr. Maureen O'Sullivan, J.J. can detect deception at over 90%. It's unheard of. No one comes close, and he's my mentor. I'm bringing you the skills I've learned from the best. It's not only going to keep you alive and safe on the streets, it's going to help increase your ability to establish rapport and to get to the truth. We're not after confessions. There are plenty of confessions that end up being false. We're after the truth, and I'm going to bring those skills. I'm going to give you a couple tips right now. Number one is a shoulder shrug. This is with deception. There's no one skill on detecting deception. There's a lot of books out there and people that lecture on it, and they say, well, when you touch your face, you're lying, or stick out your tongue, you're lying, or you're very fidgety, you're stressed and nervous, so therefore you're lying. That's not the case, and I know you all already know this. But a shoulder shrug is uncertainty. If I say, what do you want for lunch? McDonald's, KFC, Cheesecake Factory, and you say, I don't know. That makes sense, because you're saying, I don't know. When I say, did you molest this child? Did you firearms traffic these guns? Are you selling dope? If you're asking a law enforcement related question, they say no, and they do a shoulder shrug, that represents uncertainty, and it doesn't belong there. There's incongruency between the body language and the actual word choices they're using. Another version of a shoulder shrug is a hand shrug. No, I've never sold guns. I've never sold guns. It's the same thing as the shoulder shrug. Now here's the problem. If you don't take it to that next step, you notice the body language is incongruent with the words. If you don't take it to the next step of asking powerful questions, the same questions the CIA is using today and the Scotland Yard Police are using right now. If you don't take it to that next step of asking a powerful question, you become a mind reader and you're falling into the old traps of the old body language. Simply say, maybe I'm wrong here. It seems to me that you're uncertain about something. I had a guy in class, a certified fraud examiner, and I said, tell me about your typical work week, Monday through Friday. At the end of speaking, he's a law enforcement officer. At the end of speaking, he did this. He shoulder shrugged. Did that mean what he had said was all a lie? No. I asked him the powerful question. I said, maybe I'm wrong here. It seems to me you're uncertain about something, Steve. He goes, well, I don't know how much you want me to tell you. Is that enough? Because I could go on for the next 3 hours. Ask the powerful question. That's where the truth lies. Here's one other tip on a verbal indicator of deception. Look out for the people who say never. Never is what I call a verbal puffer-upper. You know, when a beautiful girl walks by a guy, what does a guy do? He puts his hands on his hip and creates a broadside display to appear bigger and broader than he is. Well, the word never does the same thing. It tries to make the word no seem bigger than it really is. Let me ask you this. If I was in front of you right now and I said, did you kill a 3-year-old this morning? Would you say no, or would you say never? I bet you would say no. Did you give a 9-year-old boy heroin yesterday? You would say no. Look out for those nevers. It's trying to convince rather than convey. Liars try to convince something where truthful people convey information. Those are just a couple quick tips. I'm looking forward to seeing you. If you have not already signed up for Noble for the conference, you need to know it's going to be filled. So we'll see you in Atlantic City. Again, my name is Janine Driver. I invite you to go to my website, JanineDriver.com. You can find out more about me, about my book, and see some television appearances I've made on Dr. Oz, Fox, CNN, The Today Show. Check me out. What I know is the real deal. I don't care about all that TV stuff. I care about you. Why I'm coming is to keep you safe and to help you make your jobs a little easier. Knowing what I know will transform your life and transform your legacy. It will transform your legacy within your agency. We'll see you.